So we're going to ask that any members of the public can rejoin this same feed at about, we're estimating around 7:45. Members of the board will use the other link I gave you for executive session. Click into that and we will have the executive session discussion, and then we'll come back up for the completion of the agenda. I spoke with Ms. Pittsburgher earlier. She's aware that she can't participate in the executive session discussion until she has been sworn in. So she will join us on the other side of the executive session as well.
Perfect. And just to confirm with the board, Nick, this was the Zoom link. We're going to jump into the Google Meet link for executive session and back into this Zoom link for second regular.
That's correct. We're going to go we're going to do a Google Meet for executive and then back into the same Zoom link that you're using right now to do the completion of the regular session agenda.
Okay. All right. So we need then the motion, Mrs. Adams, to go into executive, please.
Okay. Number 11, executive session. Motion for the board to approve the resolution to move into executive session. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And anybody opposed? All right. Motion carries. We're going to enter executive at 7:17 p.m.
All right. We should be on the executive link in Bonnie, is that you as BJ? Mr. Schmidt, Mr. Yates, Mr. Fodor. I got a 2-3.
Yes.
Got a 2-6. Okay, so it looks like I'm just going to quickly run through there. Miss Adams, you're on.
Yes.
Mr. Fodor, you're on.
Yes.
Miss Heinrichs.
Yes.
I see you. Mr. Schmidt.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Loud and cleared, sir.
Good.
And all right, so I think we have everybody. So, Miss Adams, whenever you're ready, you can pick up on item
12,
number 12. Yep.
approval of minutes. Motion to approve the following: November 10th, 2020 regular meeting minutes, November 10th, 2020 executive meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Any questions?
All right, roll call vote.
Go ahead.
Miss Adams,
Yes.
Mr. Fodor,
Yes.
Miss Heinrich,
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt.
Yes.
That motion carries.
Number 13, Residents Forum, agenda items only. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to comment. Each statement may be by a participant is limited to 3 minutes as cited in policy number 0167. The public may comment on any item on the agenda at this time. General public comment will occur later in the meeting. Do we have any comments from residents for agenda items only?
Seeing none at this time.
Okay, going on to number 14, board work session. Board member orientation, monthly meeting schedule, Bass River Community Information sessions. Mr. Brown, would you like to elaborate on these items?
Yes, thank you, Bonnie. The board member orientation is something that we do and have done in the past in Little Lake Harbor and Pinelands, and it was something we wanted to bring over. It's just a real brief format that's linked there on the agenda so you can see what we talk about with a new board member prior to them, after their election and prior to being sworn in, so that they have some expectations about how we function. And so we'll utilize that going forward. We just wanted to share that so everybody had some idea of what those discussions look like. The monthly meeting schedule, you'll see that in there. At Miss Adams' request, we added a meeting in February. I think it could be 7 for the year. And remember, if something comes up and we have to change, we can. So the monthly meeting schedule was renewed last year. It's fairly fluid. And the last item on there, Miss Adams and I were discussing the desire of the Board of Education to hold public information sessions at various times throughout the school year so that members of the Bass River community can be informed on what the members or what the board is doing outside of a regular board meeting. And so this is something that we've utilized in Little Lake Harbor and in Pinelands where we have these informal sessions. They're not public meetings where we don't normally have a majority of the board. They're more geared towards members of the public being able to call, ask questions, get updates, things like that. We're going to do the first one in the month of March. It'll likely be a Zoom meeting. And we'll provide additional information on that information session as it becomes available. And that is it.
Anybody have any discussion on any of those items?
I do. On the health and safety evaluation of the building, shouldn't we still have an AED in the building
Mr.
in
Fodor,
case
I
we have
believe,
some kind of...
Yeah, if you could, Mr. Fodor, just wait till we get to item number 16.
I'm
Right now,
sorry.
no, it's all good. We're
I
just going to
thought we
finish up
were.
the board work session and then I'll address your question on 16.
I thought we were there. I'm sorry.
okay. If no one has any discussion, do we have any new business? Going on to number 16, health and safety evaluation, motion to approve the 2020-2021 health and safety evaluation checklist, attachment number 4. Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Hey, Mr. Fodor, you had a question?
Yes. If we're going to have eventually anything going on inside that building, shouldn't we still have an AED inside the building? I mean, if something happens with maintenance or something, if they're in there, there's an AED still available. Aren't we required by law to have one? Because we are an emergency evacuation shelter. If we have to use that and we don't have an AED, I just don't want to see us getting bound up somewhere.
Yeah, and I had this, Miss Adams brought up the same question and we discussed that. I believe it was one of the schools or the Office of Emergency Management that requested it and we had given it to them. But in that discussion, we had also, I believe it was with Sally, but I may be mistaken, that we said if we're required to have it, we might have to hold on to it until we don't have the building anymore. And they understood that. So I'll coordinate with OEM to get that back in the building in the meantime. But yeah, I understand the objection and we'll address it.
Okay, and just one more. Number 18 on there. Area and floor drains were provided and appeared to be in working order and covered with appropriate plates. And it has a no. Was it checked that the drains are working? Because if something happens, one of the pipes break, we don't want to go through what we just went through with the library and everything else all over again.
Yeah, agree. And what I understand is there was a drain cover missing, and that's why it was noted there. But I have asked Mr. Balone to correct that.
Great, thank you. That's all I have.
No problem.
Any other discussion?
All right, roll call vote. Miss Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Fodor?
Yes, with the two items, 16 and 18 being taken care of.
Ms. Heinrichs?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
That motion carries.
Okay, on to finance, number 17, motion to approve the following finance items as listed A through F. Can I hear a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
All right, roll call vote. Mrs. Adams?
Yes.
Mr. Fodor?
Yes.
Ms. Heinrichs?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, number 18, public comment. The floor is now open to members of the public. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express, with each statement made by a participant limited to 3 minutes, as cited in policy number 0167. Do we have any members of the public that would like to speak?
There hasn't been anybody else that joined the call since the last time, but there is a number on there that I don't recognize, so we'll give them an opportunity if they have any comment. Seeing none at this time, Ms. Adams.
Okay. Number 19, board forum. Anyone have anything discuss or to say? Ms. Blank?
I'd like to wish everyone a happy new year. May it be better than 2021, 2021. And I'd like to thank those that reached out for my surgery, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Anybody else?
Schmidt? The only thing I'd like to say is I'm just waiting and hoping that this COVID scare that continues to hopefully be disappearing soon, this vaccine that they came out, and then we will have back to, building and people meeting.
Anyone else?
Okay. Moving on to number 20. Does anyone see a need for executive session number 2? Okay. Then number 21. Do I, an adjournment, be hereby resolved by the Vancouver Board of Education to adjourn this meeting? Do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Motion.
All in favor of adjourning the meeting at 7:45 p.m., please say aye.
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 Although those opposed, please say nay. This meeting is adjourned. A reminder to everybody that the next meeting of the Bass River Board of Education will be the first Tuesday in February. Meeting information will be available on the district's website and be posted on the sign out front. Thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. Happy New Year, and we'll see you next month.
Nick, could I ask one question before you go?
Yes,
You
sir.
said the first
It's actually
Tuesday
the
in
second.
February. You have it listed as February 9 on the agenda. The first Tuesday in February is February 2.
Ah, thank you, Mr. Kalak. I apologize. If that's the date, then it's the 9th.
Okay,
Second day in February.
the second Tuesday. All right.
Yeah.
And it's 7 o'clock as well?
Yes, sir.
Executive, 7 regular, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, happy New Year, everybody. Take care.
Happy New Year. Good night, folks.
Aye.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye.